लाईव्ह.
नमस्कार मंडळी, मी प्रसाद अथणीकर, महाराष्ट्र मंडळ शिकागो 2023 चा अध्यक्ष. तुम्हा सर्वांचे आजच्या अध्यात्मपीठ सेशन मध्ये स्वागत. आपण रिसेंटलीच 5K MMC चा 5K लॉन्च केला आहे, 5K रन अँड वॉक. तर तो आहे 18 जूनला बसी वुड्स पार्क मध्ये सकाळी 8:30 पासून. तर त्याचे पार्टिसिपेशन तिकीट्स ओपन आहेत वेबसाईटवर. तर यू कॅन गो अँड एनरोल युअर सेल्फ. आणि किड्ससाठी पण वेगळं आहे, म्हणजे बिलो 18 अँड ओव्हर 18 असं आम्ही केलेला आहे. तर आणि प्राइजेस पण आहेत यावेळी. नॉट ओनली जस्ट फिनिशर मेडल बट अलॉंग विथ दॅट विल हॅव ट्रॉफीज अँड ऑल. तर तुमच्या स्वतःसाठी आणि फॅमिली अँड फ्रेंड्स साठी पण यू कॅन पुट अ वर्ड फॉर MMC 5K 18 जून साठी. तर प्लीज गो अहेड अँड हॅव फन. तर आजचं जे इंटरेस्टिंग सेशन आहे, आणि मी मारोदादा गोगावले यांना विनंती करतो की आजच्या सेशनची सुरुवात करावी.
नमस्कार मंडळी, धन्यवाद प्रसाद. मी अध्यात्मपीठ आमच्या चमूतर्फे तसेच महाराष्ट्र मंडळ शिकागोतर्फे आपणा सर्वांचे सहर्ष स्वागत करतो. आमच्या अध्यात्मपीठावर जे सह आयोजक आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये उर्मिला दामले, अनिरुद्ध दामले, रेखाताई देवधर, शिल्पा देशपांडे, त्याचबरोबर अध्यक्ष प्रसाद आथणीकर आणि मी स्वतः. मला एक विशेष धन्यता वाटते की अशा सर्वांबरोबर सेवा करण्याची मला संधी मिळाली आहे. आणि आमच्या ह्या अध्यात्मपीठात 2020 साली याची स्थापना झाली. त्याचा मुख्य उद्देश हा होता की आध्यात्मिक ज्ञान संपादन करणं, त्याचबरोबर योग साधना करणं, योगाभ्यास, मानसिक समाधान आणि शांती मिळवणं हा मुख्य उद्देश होता. गेल्या 2 वर्षामध्ये आम्ही अनेक संतांची चरित्र ऐकली, राजयोग, अनेक विषयावर अनेक व्याख्यात्यांनी व्याख्यान दिले. तर आजचं जे व्याख्यान आहे हे हनुमान चालीसा. आपल्यापैकी बहुतेक सर्वांनी हनुमान चालीसा वाचली असेल किंवा गायली असेल, पण आज ज्या प्रकारे आपण पाहणार आहोत ते एक वेगळाच प्रकार आहे. मी स्वतः पहिल्यांदाच या दृष्टीने त्याच्याकडे पाहतोय. हनुमान चालीसा संत तुलसीदास यांनी सुंदरतेने हनुमान आणि प्रभू रामचंद्र यांच्या चरित्रावर ते दिलेले आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये प्राणायाम व ध्यानावर आज ते प्रकाश टाकणार आहेत. संत ज्ञानेश्वरांप्रमाणे संत तुलसीदास देखील वैज्ञानिक दृष्टीने त्यात ते त्यांनी मांडलेले. विशेषतः मला त्यांच्या ज्या काही 40 ओव्या आहेत हनुमान चालीसा, त्याच्यामध्ये 8व्या ओवीमध्ये मला पटकन लगेच लक्षात आलं की त्याच्यामध्ये किती सुंदरतेने त्यांनी सांगितलं की जुग सहस्र योजना पर भानू लिलये ताही मधुर फल जानू. म्हणजे इतक्या सुंदरतेने त्यांनी पृथ्वीपासून सूर्याचं अंतर किती आहे हे अतिशय योग्य तऱ्हेने सांगितलेलं आहे. बरोबर 96 मिलियन माइल्स इतक्या दूर हनुमानाने कशी उडी मारली आणि सूर्याचं एक मधुर फळ म्हणून खाण्यासाठी ते इतक्या उडी मारलेली आहे. तर हे अंतर पहा. 2ऱ्या शतकामध्ये आणि 4थ्या शतकामध्ये ग्रीक फिलॉसॉफरने प्रयत्न केले सांगायचे, पण ते नो वेअर एनी क्लोज दॅन धिस. परंतु तुलसीदास यांनी बरोबर अगदी 96 म्हणजे 96 मिलियन माइल्स बरोबर ह्या सूत्रातनं त्यांनी सांगितलंय. आणि इव्हन आता रिसेंटली ज्या वेळेला नासाचे सायंटिस्ट आणि बाकीचे शास्त्रज्ञ ॲस्ट्रॉनॉमीवर ज्यावेळेला त्यांनी ते डिस्टन्स पाहिलं ते बरोबर तितकं येतं. आणि ॲव्हरेज 94.5 माइल्स असं ते ॲव्हरेज येतं. तर आपल्या तुलसीदासांनी 16व्या शतकातच हे डिस्टन्स सूर्याचं आणि पृथ्वीचं, त्या काळामध्ये गेल्या वर्षी आपण ओक सरांचं ऐकलं, त्यांनी पण नक्षत्रावरून बरोबर आपल्याला पाहता येईल की त्यावेळेला हनुमानचा जन्म कधी झाला, की 96 मिलियन माइल्स इतकं होतं. एनिवे, थोडक्यात मला हनुमान चालिसाबद्दल ते सांगायचं होतं. आणि आज विशेष आज आपले व्याख्याते डॉक्टर प्राध्यापक शेखर मायानीळ यांची ओळख करून देताना मला अतिशय आनंद होत आहे. ते हे मज्जातंतू किंवा मेंदूच्या संशोधनाचे न्यूरो सायंटिस्ट आहेत. एका मोठ्या विद्यापीठात शिकागोच्या ते प्राध्यापक व संचालक डायरेक्टर म्हणून त्यांनी काम केलं. तसंच बालरुग्ण शाखेत त्यांनी लहान बालकांवर न्यूरोसायन्टिकमध्ये संशोधन करून त्यात अनेक संशोधात्मक लेख त्यांनी प्रसिद्ध केलेत. लहान मुलांच्या मेंदूची मज्जा संस्थेची वाढ कशी होते यावर सखोल संशोधन करून तसे ते लेख सर्वात जास्त त्यांचे लेख वाचले गेलेले आहेत आणि अतिशय संशोधनात्मक संशोधन त्यांनी प्रसिद्ध केले. त्याचप्रमाणे ग्रॅव्हिटी ऑफ योगिक न्यूरोसायन्स अँड ग्रॅटिट्यूड हे पुस्तक त्यांचं बरंच गाजले आहे. लहानपणापासून गेली 50 वर्षे ते योग करतात व योग शिकवतात. नुकतेच त्यांनी योग, मज्जातंतू, योगिक न्यूरोसायन्स, इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ श्री हनुमान चालिसा यावर ते संशोधन करत आहेत व ते प्रसिद्ध लेख करत आहेत. सध्या ते योगासने, योग, योगिक रिलॅक्सेशन यावर मार्गदर्शन करतात. आणि विशेषतः चिन्मय मिशनमध्ये त्यांनी अनेक वर्षे बालविहार शिक्षक होते. ते माझे सहकारी शिक्षक त्या ठिकाणी होते. मला आठवते मी दुपारी 11वी-12वीचा क्लास घ्यायचा आणि ते सकाळच्या सेशनमध्ये 11वी-12वीचा क्लास घेतात. आम्ही कधी कधी एकमेकांना जाऊन मदत करायचं. तर एका क्लासमध्ये मी बसला असताना विद्यार्थ्यांनी विचारलं त्यांना कोणीतरी की ड्रग्सवर विचारला प्रश्न. त्यावेळेला त्यांनी इतकं सुंदर त्याने मांडलं की एका वेळी जर तुम्ही ड्रग घेतला तर तुमच्या मेंदूमध्ये काय परिणाम होतो, मग नंतर मी विचारलं त्यांना की हाऊ डज ही नो ऑल दिस, आणि देन मला समजलं की ही इज अ न्यूरो सायंटिस्ट. जे थोडक्यात सांगायचं म्हणजे चिन्मय मिशनमध्ये तुमचे स्ट्राईप जे असतात तुम्ही केवळ दारामध्येच नाही ठेवत, तर घरातच ठेवून येतो. त्यामुळे बरेचसे तिथे येणारे सगळे स्वतःला सेवक समजतात. तर असे हे चिन्मय मिशनचे सेवक आणि प्रसिद्ध न्यूरो सायंटिस्ट आज आपल्याला मिळाले आहेत. तर मी आता जास्त वेळ न घेता त्यांच्याकडं आपल्या आजच्या कार्यक्रमाची सूत्र देतो आणि त्यांना विनंती करतो की त्यांनी आपलं व्याख्यान सुरू करावं. शेखरजी.
फार आभार तुमचा माधवजी. दिस इज अमेझिंग. तुमचं डिस्क्रिप्शन ऐकून मला पण उत्सुकता झाली, हा माणूस कोण आहे बघू तर. तर आता आज आपण आपल्या स्टार्ट करू आपला प्रोग्राम. ओम सहना भवतु. आपला शांती मंत्र. ओम सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं कर्वावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ओम शांती शांती शांती. हे मंत्र आम्ही चिन्मय मिशनच्या केव्हाही कोणत्याही क्लासच्या आधी हे म्हणायचं. तर मी आज थोडंसं स्क्रीन शेअर करतो आज, कारण की हे जे टॉपिक जरा आहे थोडं क्लिष्ट आहे, तरी आपल्याला सगळ्याला कळणं जरूर इतकं हे असं माझी खात्री आहे. पण एक गोष्ट लक्षात घ्या, माझी मराठी फार क्लासिक आहे, तुम्ही क्षमा जरूर कराल मला प्लीज. तर ओम सहना भवतु. what it means is let's go together. Together we move in studies, in teacher and the students. So teacher तर कोणीच नाही, सगळे स्टुडंट आहे आपण आज. मी पण स्टुडंटच आहोत. So let's all together move together in the study of what? The scripture called Hanuman Chalisa. So Hanuman Chalisa is such a short, such a sweet 40 ओवे आहे नुसते, आणि त्याच्यात तितक्यामध्ये इतकं लोडेड आहे ज्ञान की काय सांगू. इट इज सुपर लोडेड. पूरा वेद वेदांत उपनिषद सगळं काही त्याच्यामध्ये आहे. इतकं सुंदर तुलसीदासजींनी बनवलं आहे. Let's together relish this study. The teacher and the student here, I'm not the teacher here. Let's all of us learn together. That's the whole idea. Let's perform the study with vigor and deep concentration. The deep concentration has studied the deep. तुलसी आपण पुष्कळ लोकांनी हे हनुमान चालीसा म्हटलं आहे, ऐकलं आहे. हे तर ह्याचे आणखी डीप जाऊन काय म्हणतात हे तुलसीदासजी, हे पुरं जिथे आपले
Yes, sir.
now it's better.
Perfect.
Sorry.
Yes.
Something
No,
happened.
no problem.
Okay. So maybe we all study together and be filled with brilliance of understanding and then leading to the knowledge, right? So this is the whole idea of this Mahamantra, the Shanti mantra. May it not give rise to hostility. What happens in many a times, there are differences of opinions. Somebody says something, somebody says, no, I don't think this is right, and then there is a fight. So let's none of that happen, because I am the whole idea is that we are all together learning together, right? So let's start with this the yogic neuroscience in Hanuman Chalisa. This is our topic of the discussion today. So how did this whole yogic neuroscience concept came into being in my life? So there was a, I'm sure 100% everybody has had some moment in their life where nothing is going right. No matter what you do, you are just stuck. And at that time, I was looking for, like, it was like, I don't know, 25 some years ago, I was looking for a mentor in science. Mentor in science means somebody where without the mentor, I don't think you can do anything worthwhile in science. It is, you have to have a mentor. And I wasn't getting anywhere. So माझी आई म्हणत होती की जेव्हा काही असं काही चॅलेंज झालं तुला जीवनामध्ये तर हनुमान चालीसा म्हणत जा. ते सगळ्याच्या आईने सांगितलं असणार. हे काही असं रामरक्षा म्हणा, हनुमान चालीसा म्हणा, तसंच मी पण म्हणत होतो. तर म्हणता म्हणता एका चौपाईमध्ये आम्ही अडकलो. हे चौपाई हे आहे, जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाही. तर आपण म्हणतो एक स्ट्रेचने म्हणत असतो आणि त्याच्यानंतर काय होते की ते विसरतो आपण, की त्याच्या पुढची लाईन काय हेच नाही कळत. तर परत सुरू पासून श्री गुरुचरण सरोज रजनी मन मुकुळ सुधार असं सुरू करतो परत. तर आणि त्याच जागेवर परत अडकतो आपण. जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाही. हे असं चालू झालं, कंटिन्युअस म्हणत गेलो मी आणि त्याच्या पुढचं विसरलो. आणि मी अगदी हताश झालो. म्हटलं आता हे पण मला नाही. मी त्याच्या पहिल्याच जन्मामध्ये मी कमीत कमी 50 लाख 50 लाख टाइम म्हटलं असणार हनुमान चालीसा, बट टुडे आय एम फॉरगेटिंग इट. तो इतकं वाईट वाटलं मला. आम्ही ऑलमोस्ट इन टीयर्स. अँड हनुमानजीची मूर्ती होती, जे फोटो होते आज जे बघितलं तुम्ही आता पहिल्या स्लाइडवर, तेच. And me almost it appeared to me, right? No, it was not schizophrenic, but it just appeared to me as if Hanuman is smiling at me. And me मतलब हनुमान जी आप क्यों दुख दे रहे हो भाई हमें? हम तो आई एम पीड़ा व्याकुलता बढ़ रही है और आप कह रहे हो कि मुस्कुरा रहे हो. Then I suddenly realized this is exactly what कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाही means. गुरु जशी कृपा करतात तसे तुम्ही कृपा करा. तर हनुमानजीने म्हटलं की गुरुपेक्षा गुरु जैसे गुरुच असू शकते, बाकी कोणीच नाही. मग काय एकदम आनंद उत्पन्न झाला. म्हटलं गुरुजी थँक्यू सो मच फॉर एक्सेप्टिंग मी एज ए स्टुडंट. ना त्याच्यानंतर मी जन्मात कधी विसरलो हे कधी I never needed a mentor in my life. From that day, he is my mentor. He is the be all, end all, left, right, center, up, down, everything is Hanumanji. So Hanumanji is my guru. And the same the next week, following week, I was supposed to meet one of my friend's place, Atmananji Giri, who taught me Kriya Yoga. Okay, so actually he got me initiated into Kriya Yoga. So and he said, and I asked him, Guruji, you will be going back to India. How will I pursue my progress here? How will you notice my progress, whether I am doing well or not? He said that as far as the technique is concerned, you know very well. But the real Guru, I am not your Guru. I cannot be your Guru. Your Guru is your breath. Now, आता माझ्या दुविधामध्ये अडकलो मी. He is saying your Guru is your breath, and Hanumanji is saying Jai Jai Hanuman Chalisa is saying Jai 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 Hanuman Gosai Kripa Karo. Means Hanumanji is my Guru, and he is saying your breath is your Guru. So until and unless both are the same, how can I have two Gurus? Cannot have two Gurus, right? So how can Hanumanji and breath both be my Guru? Until and unless they are both the same, right? So is there any chopai in Hanuman Chalisa which says that they are both the same? I was looking for it and I found this one. Tumre bhajana Ram ko pawe. Tumre means who? Tumre means Hanumanji. And Hanumanji is who? Pavan Sut. Pavan Putra, right? So Hanumanji is Pavan Putra. Pavan is Devata, cosmic wind, where Hanumanji is the small baby of that Pavan, right? So Hanumanji being the Pavan, the baby of that Pavan Putra, Pavan Devata, we obviously has to be our breath in the windpipe. The wind is Pavan and the windpipe is Hanumanji. So this is, I said, wow, this is. Then what he said that Tumre bhajan Ram ko pave, right? So if wind god is cosmic in size, then his son must be smaller than him, and that is what is in our windpipe. Therefore, Pavan Sut is our breath. So this is how it went on. Now, Tumre bhajana Ram ko pave. Tumre means who is Pavan Put, our breath, right? Bhajan means constant awareness. Bhajan does not mean kartal vazum tawalla peti gunte nahi hai bhajan. Bhajan aahe te but that is our constant awareness of our breath in and out, in and out, in and out is what it gets to you to get to you to Ram. Ram ko pave. Who is Ram? How is it that being constantly aware of the breath leads us to Ram? Who is Ram then? Right? Ram is Sarveshu Ramante iti Rama. That which pervades everything is Ram. This is what it is about. So when you have the breath, the inhalation, and there is a gap between the exhalation and inhalation, and also, of course, again inhalation, between exhalation and there is a gap. So that gap, I was wondering whether is this Hanumanji or is this Ram? Because Hanumanji is Tumre Bhajana Ram ko pave. So whatever that we are breathing in and out, the place where nothing is happening actually. It is an unmanifest consciousness where nothing is happening. That is Ram. Because then only can consciousness be all pervading when nothing is happening. If it is something is happening, then it is concentrated or skewed in one direction or the other. That which is pervading everything has to be unmanifest consciousness. So constant awareness of your breath, inhalation and exhalation leads us to which pervades everything, that is Ram. So consciousness or the gap or the space between the two breaths is that what we are looking for. Tumre bhajana Ram ko pave. So becoming aware of your inhalation and exhalation makes us aware of that gap, gateway where Ram is. So how the Ram Dware Tum Rakhware, there's another chaupai which says Ram Dware Tum Rakhware, which means you are the one which protects the Ram Dwar. So how does that happen? So inhalation and exhalation are both Hanumanji here, and the gap between is the gateway to Ram. Tumre bhajan Ram Dware Tum Rakhware. This gap is the gateway to Ram. So that's I was ecstatic about that. I said, this is what it was Tulsidas ji has been saying. So what happens when you read Hanuman Chalisa? Jo yaha padhe. Now let me tell you one thing. He is saying Jo yaha padhe Hanuman Chalisa. Toya siddhi sakhi gauri. Jo yaha padhe. Not chant, not jape, but said padhe. Padhe means reading it. So how is reading related to Hoy Siddhi Sakhi Gaurisa? How is reading leading to that? Because see, so he's saying that Sakshi, whosoever reads Hanuman Chalisa will have everything accomplished. And then somebody asked him, that time also there was somebody who always wanted proof. I said, Susidaji, what is the proof? He said that proof is Gaurisha, which means Shankarji is the proof that whatever I am saying about reading the Hanuman Chalisa will get you everything that you want. Everything. Everything. He said, health, yes. Wealth, yes. Whatever. What is the proof that it happens? Gaurisha, Sakshi, he is whenever our Shivji is involved in this whole business, Shivji is the Adi Yogi, right? The first ever yogi ever born in this on this universe, or appear on this universe, not born. Basically, he just appeared. So if he is involved in this, which means it has to be dealing with breath only. There is no other way, right? So Hanumanji is our breath. So this is a brief starter of our work. That what is the conclusion here? Hanumanji is our breath. Now some questions are there, and some people will say that I'm chanting Hanuman Chalisa for years, but I have not accomplished anything as Tulsidaji claims. Am I doing it right or not? How is constant awareness of breath, which leads to Ram or consciousness, linked to my accomplishing everything? These are quite a few very interesting questions. So, am I chanting it right? Probably not, because you are chanting it. Because in Hanuman Chalisa never says chant. It is good. I mean, it is beautiful. It is beautiful tune. It has good meaning. It is very nice. It gives you peace of mind. Everything is. But if you want to accomplish everything as Tulsidaji claim, this is very tall claim here. Very tall claim. Whatever you do, whatever you can accomplish everything if you read Hanuman Chalisa. Now, when you read Hanuman Chalisa, remember, see, whenever we chant Hanuman Chalisa, when you like loudly open your mouth, and you do not spend a single moment for the between the inhalation and exhalation. The moment you finish it, you again deep breathe, and again you chant only when you are exhaling, right? And then you deep breathe again, and you exhale. Again you deep breathe and exhale. So there is no moment that you sit in the Ram or the consciousness, that zone which is when you're doing nothing. Nothing is happening, that zone. Sarveshu Ramante iti Rama, that zone you never spend time. And that's why you cannot accomplish anything, because you are not merged with the consciousness yet. So at that level, only when you merge with the consciousness, the energy of the consciousness get transferred in your being. Then only things will happen, because consciousness does not have any desire and you have the desire. So you merge with that, so that transference of the energy happens, and that's why you become accomplished. So you become the co-creator. Consciousness, which has all the power, everything into it, does not have any desire. You have all the desire, no power. You merge with that together, and then you can become a co-creator along with consciousness. So that's what is Tumre Bhajana Ram Kuva. That which pervades everything is Ram. The unmanifest consciousness, or the very substratum for all manifestation. When you align vibrationally to that unmanifest consciousness, then only you become the co-creator, right? Because unmanifest consciousness has no desire to create, but has all the creative powers, and we humans have all the desires but no creative power. So transference, or the transfer of creative energy from the consciousness to us, is done only by resonance transfer of energy, when our vibrational frequency matches that of the consciousness. This is the secret. Now, there is emotional guidance scale that I am sharing with you. This is most important. If there is anything that you would like to make a screenshot of and keep it and print it, this is it. There are different emotional feelings which have different energy vibrations. Okay, so one of the most high energy frequency vibrations are the happiness, the gratitude, knowledge, freedom, love, appreciation, enthusiasm, excitement, positive expectation, belief, optimism, hopefulness, contentment. These are the feelings. These are the feelings, and that is what I have been talking about. I had talked in depth the mechanism behind gratitude. What is the yogic neuroscience understanding of gratitude? How gratitude can get you from a dumbest of the lowest of the low energy, suddenly it will propel you to a higher level of energy. Gratitude. Be thankful. There was a time in my life where I was only complaining, criticizing, condemning, and doing all this other stuff, right? So my father always said, whenever you are unhappy, you are basically you are actually showing me gratitude. Whenever you suppose you are suffering on account of your own stupidity, thank more. More and more you thank, the higher energy. Suddenly something changes in your life. Suddenly something. I did not understand why, and I have had the experience of throughout my life on how gratitude at all levels of my life, wherever there is a down, all I have to do is, oh my God, I'm not thankful enough. Let's thank again. Let's thank more. Let's thank even more. And suddenly I would go into higher energy vibration and everything else solves. So I strongly, I really recommend you to read that book. The Gravity of Gratitude is available online on Amazon. So anyway, the negative frequencies are these. Fear is the worst of all. Grief, depression. Somebody just talked about, yeah, I am depressed. So, how about you? So anyway, despair, depressed, powerlessness, insecurity, jealousy, hatred, rage, anger, discouragement, blame, worried, doubt, disappointment. All these are negative energies, and all they do is they are the brain fryer. They just fry your brain completely. And these are the major cause for all the neurodegenerative disorders that people are experiencing these days. All of them. These things precede neurodegeneration. And this is the reason is it just fries your brain. And I have talked about the given scientific evidence to that effect on that in that book. So if you want to get from, and the fear of death is the lowest of the lowest of the lowest energy. So if you want to get this out from your life completely, start thanking more and more. And this is where it's at. So what stops us from becoming a co-creator along with consciousness? This is what was very important question. And that's it. Fear of whatever. Fear of unknown. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Because of fear, we do not take risks. And without which there is no accomplishing and no creation. So remember that this is what I was telling you about. This fear of death or this fear of anything. So Hanuman Chalisa gives you that fearlessness. And how that will happen, I will share with you just 2 minutes later. Okay, fear is that's the reason we cannot accomplish everything there. They said, "Jo yaha padhe Hanuman Chalisa, hoy siddhi sakhi orisa." I've been trying my best, but nothing is happening. Why? Because you are not doing it right. Number one. Second thing is you still have fear in it. So how do you eradicate fear? Thank more. Number one. There is a Chalisa breathing also is another process. How you go about changing this fear completely out of your life, right? So what is the mechanism of fear? How fear happens? Say for instance, we had experienced this COVID pandemic, right? So what happened was there was fear everywhere. Even if you touch your loved one, you are fearful. You are hugging, you cannot hug because you are fearful. You touch a car window, you are fearful. You are going elsewhere, you fear. It's just fear. So constant fear was destroying our system. Like for instance, from the sympathetic mode. Uh, so from fear is a sympathetic mode, and parasympathetic mode is zero fear. Hanuman Chalisa reading gets you into parasympathetic mode. So what is happening is hypothalamus, there is some region in the brain which controls anterior pituitary by releasing corticotropin release hormone. Pituitary in turn activates adrenal cortex by releasing adrenocorticotropic hormone, and this is what increases the cortisol level. Normally, there is a negative feedback, but if this fear is constant, if depression is constant, the whole thing is constant, then what happens is it causes a tremendous load on your system. And the first thing that cortisol does is it impairs your immune system. The first thing ever done. The first target is immune system compromise. And because of the immune system compromise, which leads to inflammation, leads to metabolic disorders, leads to neuropsychiatric disorder, neurodegenerative disorder, autoimmune dysfunctions, and everything, all the cardiac challenge, everything happens because of that fear stress. So Hanumanji takes care of this aspect. This is exactly how they totally eradication. How does that happen? Tum rakshak kaho ko darna. If you are protector, why should I have fear? Kaho ko darna? Kisi ko koi darne ki आवश्यकता ही नहीं है. How fear is eradicated by reading Hanuman Chalisa so that we can perform impossible tasks. This is very important. Fear has to go. Now, that does not mean that you just go and act stupid and no, that is behaving stupid. Fear means you are so grounded in that reality, in the truth, on what you're direct in contact with the consciousness. That's the way you will have zero fear. There is no other way. You cannot presuppose that I don't have fear, or you cannot act stupid and I behave brave. No, that's wrong. But you have to get to the basics, fundamental concept that you have to stand on that particular thing which pervades everything. Right? Durgam kaj jagat ke dete sugam anugrah tumre. Because of fear eradication, Durgam kaj can be done. Right? That's what it is. Now, if breath is Hanumanji, then then all accomplishments and co-creation must be linked to the science of breath of pranayama. Right? If Hanuman, if what this is saying, Durgam kaj jagat ke jete sugam anugrah tumre tete. If this is what Tulsidaji says, then what it happens? What means that if breath is Hanumanji, that we have already derived that, then accomplishing everything and co-creating must be linked to the science of breath, right? And that's exactly what he says. So in all the yogic literature, science of breath is called pranayama. So why is Shwasayam not considered the co-creating aspect? Shwasayam is general breathing, but we are talking about pranayama, and what the pranayama is holding on to that particular zone of what you call the Ram, that where nothing is happening. That's the place where you have to stay. Then only pranayama happens. If you are just breathing in and out, it is shwasayam. That is normal shwas. Then you do whatever the worldly work that you can do. But if you want to become massive co-creator along with consciousness to create something out of ordinary creation, then you need pranayama. And this is the right way is yogic breathing. So this is how I am. What is the essential aspect of yogic breathing in Hanuman Chalisa? This is how it is. Now, when you inhale, let's say Jai Hanumana Jnana Guna Sagar. There are 4 matras, right? If you do the 4 matra while you are reading it, remember, don't chant. Even if you listen to it, but you will breathe it as if it is Jai Hanumana Jnana Guna Sagar. And doing the Ujjayi breathing, right? Ujjayi breathing means holding on, constricting your throat a little bit, like it's done like as if you are fogging a mirror, right? That fogging a mirror, that constriction happens. That's how you do with your mouth closed. So when you're breathing in, do a little bit constriction of your throat here, and then you Jai Hanuman Jnana Guna Sagar inhale it. And after that, for another kumbhak, inner kumbhak is this one. Jai Kapish Tehu Loko Ujaka. Only 4 matras. You inhale 4 matras, and hold 4 matras, and then you exhale again 4 matras, and then you hold 4 matras. This is one cycle. That's right. This is how you do Chalisa breathing. This is exactly what Tulsidas Ji was meaning when he says, "Jo yah padhe Hanuman Chalisa." Because if you chant, you will never be able to hold the kumbhak. Never. So that's the reason why he's saying padhe Hanuman Chalisa. Padhe means, let's say if you are not reading, if you have since we have memorized it already. So when you do this memorized Hanuman Chalisa, you just say mentally you say Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar, and then you hold Jai Kapish Lok Ujagar, and you exhale Rama Dut Atulita Bandhama mentally, right? And then you don't open your mouth. If you open your mouth, you will never be able to do the kumbhak. So remember that kumbhak is where Ram is. Remember that. So this is how. Now I had Pradeep. Yeah, I think I'm Athanika. The Narayanji's daughter, father-in-law, happened to watch one of my videos here on YouTube, and he called Narayanji. He said this entire thing that he is talking about. He is a Vedic scholar. He is an extremely high-level Vedic scholar. He has mastery over Vedas and all that. So he has written a book on Vedas also. And he said, "I want to talk to me." And so we talked for about an hour 10 minutes or so from California. He was the one who worked in NASA and all that, trying to figure out all the good stuff. But when he saw this, he says everything that you are talking about about Hanuman Chalisa here is Ved Sangat 100%. I can vouch for that. I can write 4 books on this particular episode itself, the episode number 2 of your Hanuman Chalisa, the breathing, the yogic neuroscience of it is Yog Sangat, it is Ved Sangat, it is scripturally very, very, I can write 4 books, he said, and each book will have 8 chapters. So this is what he was talking about. Amazing. I did not know that this is Ved Sangat, but it is, because Tulsidas Ji is writing it. So one full breath will take you about 16 to 20 seconds here. One breath, 16 to. Normally, what we do is we take 16 to 20 breaths per minute. Here, what is happening is 16 to 20 in one breath in 20 seconds. So there is just the reversal here. And 16 to 20 seconds equal one breath, and therefore 3 or 4 breaths maximum we take around when we do the Chalisa breathing. Normal, if we take 16, 20, 20, let's say 15. So 15 breath, how many breaths we will save doing that? And remember the tortoise, the dog breathes about 35 breaths per minute, and he lives 20 years. Tortoise, turtle lives like 400, 500 years. He breathes, maybe in 2 minutes he breathes once. This is how this is happening. So from 16 to 20 breaths per minute, we land up to do 3 to 4 breaths per minute. So that causes longevity. Our life longevity happens if you do the Chalisa breathing the right way. As per Tulsidas, he says, you read Hanuman Chalisa. Jo yaha padhe Hanuman Chalisa hoye siddhi sakhi gaurisa. Now, if you have all the, now you can do 2 also, two sets, 8 matras. Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar, Jai Kapish Lok Ujagar. Inhale it during this time, and when you exhale, hold Kumbhak, you do for another 8 matras. If you do another 8 matras, and you exhale 8 matras, and you hold again 8 matras, so you will do like how much saving of breath you are doing here. That time you are doing 4 breaths. Here you do probably 1 or 2 breaths. 1 breath. In 42 seconds you will do 1 breath. And this is exactly what Babaji, Lahiri Mashe, and all these, the Paramahansa Yogananda, the author of autobiography for yogis, they used to do. The normal breathing was 1 breath in 42 seconds, 45 seconds sometimes. So this is how they would just do. This will become the part of their breathing program. Now, when I found out that this is possible with Hanuman Chalisa breathing or Hanuman Chalisa readings, the reading, but you have to make sure that you're doing the right breathing level here. So it becomes from 16 breaths per minute to 1.5 breaths per minute. You see that? That is the power of. Now, how do you prove that there is a longevity here? There have been studies done in Salk Institute that this breathing concept increases the telomere length of all the chromosomes. So whenever the telomere length is there, it means that it can stay. The cells repair and repair mechanism and the multiplication and all that will continue for longer time period. Why we die? Because cells are not repairing itself. They are cells which are dying, but they are constantly repairing itself. The new cells are getting born. But if we are to die, the new cells are stopped multiplying anymore. The new cells are not forming anymore because of the decreased telomere length in the chromosome. So what is Chalisa breathing? With that protocol, you invoke Hanumanji within you. Now, when your breath is your Hanumanji, the Hanumanji from the temple or from the circular road somewhere in New Delhi or in somewhere, you have invoked him you have invited him in your life, and you are aware of that. Awareness of your breath is awareness of Hanumanji, and which equals fearlessness. As a result of which, we can go from zero fear to thankfulness. Zero from fear to thankfulness in like this. This is a quantum leap in our feelings and our emotional level. So we have brought Hanumanji from the temple inside the temple in you, and a shift from sympathetic to parasympathetic nervous system. This is the power of Hanuman Chalisa. This is power. I have never seen anybody who has done yogic breathing got COVID ever. He or she was working with people and never contacted us because they were always in parasympathetic mode all the time. Tum rakshak kaho ko dhan. Now with fear of no death, fear of death gone completely. Invoking Hanuman Chalisa inside you can take calculated risk. That is what causes you to become co-creator along with the consciousness when you accomplish anything. And this is a vibration. This is called vibrational alignment with consciousness. When resonance energy transfer from the consciousness happens in you. And that's how you can do Durgam Kaj Jagat Ke Jete Sugama Anugrah Tumrate. Anugrah means Ahaitukti Kripa, for no apparent reason. You have been blessed Kripa for no apparent reason. Right? Durgam Kaj Jagat Ke Jete Sugama Anugrah Tumrate. And this is how Anugrah happens. How? By reading the Hanuman Chalisa the right way, not chanting Hanuman Chalisa. Yeah, chanting, if you like chanting, it's great. You want tabla, peti, harmonium, manjira, everything. That is excellent. No problem. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not against that. Please don't misunderstand me. But if you want to do that, whatever that Tulsidas ji is saying, Sakhi Gauri, remember that. Sakshi Kya, what is the proof that everything will be accomplished? When you read, Jo yaha padhe Hanuman Chalisa. Koi siddhi Sakhi Gauri. Padhe Hanuman, there is a powerful word here in Goya Padhe. It took me like, wow. I mean, I couldn't believe what I read that time. He's saying Padhe Hanuman Chalisa, not chant Hanuman Chalisa, Padhe. And Padhe means you shut your mouth. Unless you read when you read and open your mouth, whatever. So if that is the case, if you just read it with this breathing inhale, four matra inhalation, 4 matra hold, 4 matra exhalation, 4 matra hold. Do this Hanuman Chalisa. You will have power. You will have power. I can trust me, this works. So Chalisa breathing makes you read Hanuman Chalisa and do the inner and outer kumbha, whereas it is not so in chanting. So that's why the Padhe Hanuman Chalisa is Nase Rog Hare Sab Pira Japate Nirantar Hanum Kabira. So we'll discuss in the next episode. So there you are. So Madhavji, do you like to have a session, just a Hanuman Chalisa session about 6 minutes or so, where I will chant Hanuman Chalisa and you read. I chant but you read, okay, and this is how it will be. So this is how you will be doing. So when I'll chant, you do this, and let's say this. श्वास अंदर श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधार. Then you hold वर्ण रघुवर विमलेश जो दायक फलचार. Then you after that you just exhale. बुद्धिहीन तन जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार. Then you again hold. बल बुद्धि विद्या देहुमय हरो कलेश. So wherever you see red, you are exhaling. Wherever you seeing black, you are holding. Wherever you seeing green, it is inhaling. Is it okay if I do this, or we can skip this completely and we can move on to next stuff?
No, please go ahead. करा करा चालेल.
Okay. So let's do this. When I say three, let me get to the marker. Okay. So I'll do this. श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधार. When I'm saying this, you are inhaling, and whenever you are in the dark black color, that time you hold. बरन रघुबर विमल यश जो दायक फलचार. Now exhale. बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार. Now you then hold. बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार. जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर. जय कपीस तेहु लोक उजागर. Now breathe out. राम दूत अतुलित बलधामा. Now you hold. अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा. महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी. कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी. Now exhale. कंचन बरन विराज सुवेशा. कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा. Now inhale. हाथ वज्र अरुध्वजा विराजे. कांधे मोज जनेऊ साजे. Now exhale. शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन. Now hold. तेज प्रताप महा जगवंदन. विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर. राम काजे करिबे को आतुर. Now exhale. प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया. Now hold. राम लखन सीता मन बसिया. सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा. विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा. भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे. रामचंद्र के काज सवारे. लाए संजीवनी लखन जियाए. श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए. Exhale now. रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई. Now रोके. तुम मम प्रिय भरत ही सम भाई. Now inhale. सहस वदन तुमरो यश गावे. Hold it. अस कही श्रीपति कंठ लगावे. Now exhale. सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा. नारद सारद सहित अहिसा. जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते. Now hold. कभी कोविद कही सके कहाते। एक्सेल, तुम उपकार सुग्रीव कीना, होल्ड राम मिलाय राज पद दीना। नाउ इनहेल, तुम्हारो मंत्र विभीषण होल्ड लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। ना एक्सेल, युग सहस्त्र योजन पर भानु, होल्ड लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानु। इनहेल, प्रभु मुद्रिका मेली मुख माही, होल्ड जलधि लांगी गए अचरज नाही। एक्सेल, दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, होल्ड सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते। राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होल्ड होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे। नाउ एक्सेल, सब सुख लय हो तुम्हारी सरना, होल्ड तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना। इनहेल, आपन तेज समारो आपै, होल्ड तीनों लोक हाकते कापै। एक्सेल, भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे, और महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा, और जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीरा। एक्सेल, संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे, और मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। इनहेल, सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, और तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा। एक्सेल, और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे, और सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे। चार इनहेल, चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा, और है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा। एक्सेल, साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, और असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे। अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता, होल्ड इट असवर दीन जाने की माता। एक्सेल, राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, होल्ड सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे, और जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। एक्सेल, अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाई। एक्सेल, एंड नाउ यू होल्ड, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। इनहेल, और देवता कीर्तन धरई, होल्ड हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। एक्सेल, संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, होल्ड जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, होल्ड कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई। एक्सेल, जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, और छूटई बंदी महा सुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, अगेन होल्ड, होए सिद्धि साखी गौरी सा। एक्सेल, तुलसीदास सदा हरि तेरा, देन अगेन होल्ड, की जय नाथ हृदय महादेवा. Again, पवन तनय संकट हरन. Inhale. मंगल मूर्ति रूप. Hold. राम लखन सीता सहित. Exhale. हृदय बसहु सुरभूप. Hold. And then you breathe. Hold and again you deep breathe. यावर रामचंद्र की जय. पवन सुत हनुमान की जय. Hold it. And उमा सहित महादेव की जय. Exhale. बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय. So this is what is about. So using yogic neuroscience as a tool, we can understand that whatever glories that we listen or read in scriptures about Hanumanji are essentially the glories of our very breath in our own body. This is the deep stuff. I repeat again. Whatever glories you are learning, you are listening to Hanumanji in Kishkinda Khan, in Lanka Khan, I mean, the entire brilliant. Even Ramchandraji could not describe the glories of Hanumanji. He was so impressed with his entire thing. So that is happening outside of in the Katha, right? But since we have brought Hanumanji in us now, our breath is our Hanumanji. What all glories of our breath can be taught now? We are using yogic neuroscience as a tool to understand. Okay? So there you are. Why inner and outer kumbhak? Because we always know, inner, out, inhalation, exhalation. We do that all the time. That is Shwasayam, right? Shwasayam is doing the deal, right? doing the regular breathing. But regular breathing doesn't accomplish what Tulsida has been talking about. Jai 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 Hanuman, Joya Padhe Hanuman Chalisa, Hoy Siddhi Sakhi Gorika. That is not possible. If it was just possible by normal breathing, Shwasayam, he would not write that. Because he said Padhe, which means shut your mouth. When you read it and you breathe this way, 4 matras, inhalation, 4 matras, hold, 4 matras, exhalation, 4 matras, hold, again the same cycle repeat over and over again. In this Chalisa way, you do the inner and outer kumbhak. What is the essential meaning behind all that? So let's talk about it. So what happens when you doing this is lung empty, and what you're doing is Jai Hanuman Gyana Gun Sagar. You are taking the Purak inhalation, and then you are filling the lungs with 100% oxygen, right? Then what happens is then you hold. Then Jai Kapi Sitehu Lok Ujagar. This is in Antar Kumbhak, which is doorway to consciousness. Okay. Now Rechak, exhalation, Ramdut Atulita Baladhama, and uske baad Anjani Putra Pavan Sutana. So this is the doorway of consciousness where nothing is happening. Holding. It is the pause between two breaths, inhalation, exhalation. It is that pause between the swars of music. That is what gives the power to music. If it was all swar without gap, it will noise, right? So every vital organ in our body takes rest. And action potential that with neuron fires, there is some zone of rest. Breathing, rest. Heartbeat, rest. Some portion is rest, because that's where this constantly active system derives energy from. And they are in alignment with what? Consciousness. That's why it happens. What good is living long and being sick and infirm? These people say, if I do the Chalisa breathing, I'll be living too long. And that is like, no. Tusidai gives us an assurance that you live healthy and without any affliction. He says, Nase roga hare sab pira, japata nirantara hanumata bira. Nase rog hare sab pira. All the affliction, all the dukkha, all the pira will be gone. Why? When you keep Japat Nirantar means being aware of your breath. The way the Chalisa, not just the inhalation, the exhalation, but also the pause. Okay. So when we are doing the say for instance, when you are doing the weightlifting, what has anybody lifted weights? Everybody, right? So what you do when you do lifting of any outer object, what you do is you inhale deeply and hold it. That's how you get the power to lifted, right? Antarkumbha. Hanumanji did the same thing. I think he just lifted lifted the whole thing and he came just like that in one stroke. So that is a level of energy that you get to do outside work, right? So what about the outside of all backward bending yogasana causes you to deeply inhale and hold. You've seen that. Bhujangasana, you inhale and hold. All the backward moving. All the backward moving yogasana will prevent or even cure or reverse neurodegenerative disorders. This is Anjaneyasana. Anjaneyasana is like all the way, like all the 7 chakras are getting activated because of that. This way. All the 7 chakras are getting activated by Anjaneyasana. This is so powerful. Okay, because of that, you can do a lot of outside work. Whatever the worldly work that you are supposed to do, inhalation helps with that. Sorry, inhalation and holding helps you with that, right? There is another Mahamudra, the forward bending or the total strengthens the inner work. Mahamudra is one of them. All these, when you do the exhale in this, all this posture, exhalation is essentially necessary, right? When you exhale and hold and you hold all, actually you do the 3 bandha, the throat lock, the Manipura lock and the root lock. 3 locks you do. You inhale first and hold, and then exhale completely and hold for 40 seconds and do this position. That there is no oxygen in the lungs at all at that time, and you hold it real tight. This causes inner strength. Okay, how does inner strength happen? I'll share with you. There is one paper which I read. This is the Nishes Rechika, which means that exhalation cause intermittent hypoxia in our blood, right? Hypoxia regulates hematopoietic stem cell niche. Hematopoietic stem cell niche means it's inside the bone marrow, right? All the blood, that is all the blood which means, and the blood related all the cells, T cells, B cells, the lymphocytes, the macrophages, the RBCs, the WBCs, and all the cell types, all different cell types, they get triggered with little bit hypoxia. Because what happens when you have transient hypoxia during this time, what happens? Body feels that there is less. We are under stress, right? Some kind of transient hypoxia. We have some kind of a challenge going on, so let's produce more of that. So what it does, it produces RBCs, it produces WBCs, it produces new cells, niche, the hematopoietic stem cell niche gets activated. So that it to preserve more, because if oxygen is little transient carbon dioxide increase in the system, it says, man, I think looks like RBC is becoming less, so let's produce more RBC. So this is exactly what happens when you people go to mountains, the bikers and all that. They get transient hypoxia there, and what happens is when they come back, their whole body is rich with what oxygen carrying RBC, big time, huge amount of RBCs get synthesized, and that's how they can produce very good output in their sports. Anyway, all I'm telling is hematopoietic stem cell, immune cell progenitors are also getting activated here, and all these things are there. So I don't have to do all that. Like everything is there. Erythrocytes, mast cells, myeloblasts, eosinophils, monocytes, all these fellows will get all activated. Now, functional hypoxia drives neuroplasticity and neurogenesis via erythropoietin in the brain. Now, whenever you are doing exhalation and hold, what is doing is it is helping neuroplasticity, which means if there is any area of the brain which for some reason got damaged, let's say TBI, let's say, like brain injuries, little bit somewhere happen, you fall down and that neuroplasticity, that whole thing that transient hypoxia can repair that challenge. And it can not only repair it, it can give the function to nearby or cells, plus at the same time create new neurogenesis also. This is a very, very powerful article that we found out. And of course, hypoxia-inducible factors as neuroprotective agent in Alzheimer's disease. HIF1 alpha, and there are a couple of them like that. They are brilliant, brilliant work has got done in this by these authors. And it also increases chondrogenesis in bones. The precursor cells for the bone formation also gets increased because of hypoxia here. What is the hypoxia? Transient hypoxia. We are not creating absolutely deep hypoxia, but every breath. Now, when you do Chalisa breathing, you don't do 10 total cycles, not more than that, right? Because that itself is good enough to create this kind of great stuff within our body for the whole day, I mean, right? So you just do 10 minutes or that's it. After that, do whatever normal breathing. So cardiomyocytes get fired up again, but with hypoxia, which means if there are some brain, if there is some heart blockade, right, and that region of the heart is not receiving blood, receiving that particular area, or some part of the heart dies, this transient hypoxia can create that pluripotent stem cell within the heart as cardiomyocytes and repair that. That is so powerful. Now, I'll just do summarize this entire papers and all that. Don't worry about too details on that. Just I'm giving a summary. Exhalation and hold causes transient hypoxia, which means transient increase in blood carbon dioxide level, just little bit increase. Now, if you must have seen if you grow your mogra plant, what do you do to trigger flowering? You don't give water, right? Because now what is sense that, oh, there is no water, let's produce more flowers so that we can reproduce and protect the progeny, right? This is what the thing. Same is here also. If you do transient hypoxia, this body thinks, my God, I'm going to die now. Let's produce more of good stuff so that at least whatever that is available, I can hold it. So regulates hematopoietic stem cells niche, which creates new blood and new immune cells and promotes neuroplasticity, neurogenesis, and it is neuroprotective also because HIF1 alpha hypoxia inducing factor 1. I mean, there are different 8-9 different factors that are synthesized and which are necessary for different activation of the different brain cells. So it promotes chondrogenesis, new bone formation, and also it produces cardiomyocyte, new muscle cells formation. So this is beautiful. Now you must be saying, we have to appreciate our rishis so much that they created these this Tirthasthan in mountains, right? Kedarnath, Badrinath, Amarnath, and all that stuff. Why? And they promote you to go when you are beyond 60, not before 60. They say, okay, that time you have this backache, leg ache, mind ache, brain ache. I mean, you name whatever, and you all the time complaining about everything happening. They say, okay, don't worry about this. I'll tell you one thing. You go to Tirthasthan here, Kedarnath, go there, and you will. After that, you go Badrinath, and then you go to Amarnath, and then you come back to do Pashupatinath, all that good stuff. All that are in elevated mountains. What the elevated mountains do is they have low oxygen, very low oxygen. So what happens? The transient increase in carbon dioxide happens. So entire body renewal happen. Brain, body, bone marrow, heart, everybody. And when they come back from there, they have zero problem. They are boasting about how they did this thing and how they did that, and they are all fired up about this. It is not to get Shivji happy there, it is to get you happy, your temple happy here. And when you're doing the breathing and you hold and breathe and exhale and all that good stuff happens there. This is what it is. Now you know why Tulsidaji said this is firm conviction. Nase rog hare sab pira, japat niranta hanumatila. Now with good immune system, all the neuroinflammation and everything is gone, nowhere. All the other junk that happens because of the lack of proper immune system functioning will go away. Japat nirantar hanuman. Jo yaha pade Hanuman Chalisa, hoy siddhi sakhi gauri. He says, this is what is happening. Now there are some questions. Should we then stop chanting Hanuman Chalisa? No, I didn't mean that. We can chant Hanuman Chalisa. If you love music, if you love the intonation, if you love the vibration itself is beautiful. There is nothing wrong with that. But If you want to get the maximum out of Hanuman Chalisa, read and do the Chalisa breathing the way I told you. The four matra, the four matra, the four matra, the four matra, and everything will be fantastic. This is how. Now, suppose I do not have your YouTube video. How do I follow the Chalisa breathing process? Well, you can do if you remember Chalisa, that's great. If you don't remember Chalisa and you are a brand new person, you are uh, Henry James, and I want to do this breathing thing. I like it, but I don't know the Chalisa, and I can't read also. Okay, cannot read out. Can you do 1, 2, 3, 4 matra? 1, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Inhale. Now hold. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Hold. Then exhale. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Now and hold. Exhale and hold. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. That's fantastic. That's as good as Chalisa breathing. So you will get the same benefit as if you are reading Hanuman Chalisa. That's fine. Are you against medical practices that help people to promote Hanuman Chalisa? That help people by promoting Hanuman Chalisa? Not at all. Some people will not do what we are doing it, and they will need medical help anyway. And of course, the side effects and other good stuff that go along with that. But if you do this Chalisa breathing, you will avoid all the junk that goes on. See, the thing is, the idea is, how do you go to the Ram, the consciousness? See, and if you are totally oblivious of your body, that is good health, pure health, swastha. In our Sanskrit is the swasthya. Swasthya means swa mein sthit hona. Swa is what? Consciousness. If we are established in that swa, that is consciousness, that is health. If you are completely oblivious of your body, if you have pain in this place, pain in that place, there is heart palpitation going on, there is brain ringing going on, and all the stuff that goes on, what happens? You are not in health. You are in bad health. And that's wrong. That is absolutely not living with your Swadharma. Swadharma is to first take care of your body so that you become totally oblivious that you have a body even. This is how you know that you don't have a body. Not by reading Vedanta and saying, okay, you don't have a body. Well, you are not the body. Well, I do feel that I have a body. What stops me? But when you do this, you are oblivious of your body. A small baby, why is so happy? Because he is completely oblivious of his body. He is happy. Because even if the ant walks around on his neck, he doesn't care about it. A cat comes and plays with him, he doesn't bother, because it's just, he's totally oblivious of the body, of his entire being. That is swasth. That is health. So are you not demanding Hanuman? Are you not demeaning Hanumanji by calling him a breath? Well, not at all. You know why? There is a katha that when Ramchandraji was going to Vaikuntha, he had sent everybody before, and now he is go. So he said, Hanumanji, are you not coming with me? He said, no. He said, why? Because I'll stay here so that I can get a lot of people to you. Because then this is my seva for you. He said, that's great. So how does Hanumanji's seva is here for everyone? He said everyone, not just the ones who can read Avdhi, not the one who is born in Sanatan Dharma, not the one who is born in Prayagraj, not the one who is born in only Varanasi. No. Anybody who believes in Shivji, no. Everybody. And that is why Hanumanji is with everybody all the time. And all he is trying to do is to get you close to Ram, get you towards Ram, get to Ram Dware Tum Rakhware, Ram Dware Tum. Go. But we are totally oblivious of Hanumanji in our own system. Our breath is our Hanumanji. If you understand this, you have conquered fear for the rest of your life. Oh, it's over, it's done. Fear not existent. This is what it is. So I would like you to, I would like you to subscribe, because there are lots of other episodes also I have put together. There are 7 different episodes have been put together in the channel called Yogic Realization. And you can put this in all this Yogic Realization channel, this thing in your Maharashtra Mandal thing also easily. I give you the permission to do that completely. You can take it over. And or not only take it over, you can use the data, you can do this, and you become the teacher everywhere, and you teach exactly, and don't have to acknowledge me at all. Just do it. Just whosoever wants to do whatever, take this entire data, information, everything, and that will be there. So this is what I wanted to share with you. If there is any questions, of course there are a lot of data that today we just talked about what? We just talked about Hanumanji as a Vayu Putra or Pavan Putra, right? Hanumanji has a different role also. He is Ramaduta Atulita Baladhama. Ramadut, he is also Ramadut. So once the Hanumanji is inside our body, how Ekmukhi Hanumanji become Panchmukhi inside our body, how the one inhalation and exhalation, that one prana become Panch Prana, right? One breathing become 5 breath. So 5 breath means 5 prana means 5 different functions that are, and how the ujjayi and the breathing happens, because there are some centers in our spine, medulla oblongata and pons, which is just next to it, right here. If you cut the thing, just in the center. So there are 5 centers which get activated. Breath being the same, they get activated and they control 5 different centers in our brain, which controls what? Digestion, immune system, nervous system, what else? Excretory system, the entire thing. So all the 5 different pranas are controlled by the breath itself. So breath is the only involuntary phenomenon that can be controlled voluntarily. There is no other way you can go inside our system other than the breath. There is nothing else, nothing. There is only breath is allowed in, and breath controls all the 5 different physiological functions, which means if you control breath, you can control 5 physiological functions and stay away from sickness and poverty and all that. It's all self-inflicted situation. So how do Ramadut means messenger of Ram, the messenger of consciousness inside our body. How does that work? And what all that I'll give parallels from whatever that happens outside, as we saw in the Katha, how Ramchandraji become the messenger of Ram to Sita ji, and from Ram to Ravan, and back to all that stuff. How this is happening in our physiology, that is what I will discuss. Some other time we'll have great time. So for now, I think I have overbooked. I think I'm beyond time. I think sorry about that. If you have any questions, or if you can write anything questions, that will be wonderful. Thank you so much. Great gratitude.
Thank you so much. This was more than amazing and very thought-provoking.
Thank
you. Thank you so much. एक मिनिट. म्हणजे 2 फोन सुरू आहेत. मला माझा आवाज खूप
नाही, आम्हाला व्यवस्थित येतोय. व्यवस्थित येतो.
धन्यवाद. श्री चंद्रशेखर मायनेर जी, आपले आज मनपूर्वक आभार. खरं तर अध्यात्मपीठाचं आभार प्रदर्शन करताना हा प्रश्न नेहमी पडतो की ज्या संतांनी एवढं अगाध ज्ञान आपल्याला लिहून ठेवलं आहे, आपल्यासाठी लिहून ठेवलं आहे, त्यांचे आभार कसे मानायचे असा प्रश्न नेहमी पडतो. पण त्याच संतांचं ते अगाध ज्ञान जेव्हा आपल्यासारखे अभ्यासू व्यक्तिमत्व आमच्या समोर येऊन ते उलगडून दाखवतात, त्यावेळी खरं तर तुमच्या प्रती मानलेले आभार किंवा व्यक्त केलेली कृतज्ञता ही त्या संतांपर्यंत नक्कीच पोहोचते असं मला वाटतं. आणि त्यासाठी आजच्याच आपल्या रामचरितमानस मधील एका ओळीचा आधार घ्यायचा झाला तर तुमरे भजन राम को पावई असं जे म्हणून ठेवलं आहे तुलसीदासांनी, तशीच आज माझी अक्षरशः भावना झाली आहे की मायनीजी तुमचे मी मनपूर्वक आभार मानते. म्हणजे नक्कीच ते तुलसीदासजींपर्यंत पोहोचतील. तुम्ही त्यांचं ते ज्ञान इतकं सुंदर असं आमच्या समोर उलगडून दाखवलं, प्रात्यक्षिकासह त्यातल्या बारकाव्यांसह आम्हाला उलगडून दाखवलंय. त्याबद्दल तुमचे मनपूर्वक आभार. आणि संतांसमोर तर नतमस्तक आहोतच आहे. मंत्रशक्ती किंवा मंत्र तेज याविषयी आपण सतत ऐकत असतो की एखादा मंत्र 1000 वेळा म्हणा किंवा इतके वेळा विशिष्ट वेळा म्हणा आणि ते तेज किंवा ती शक्ती जागृत होते असं बरेचदा आपण ऐकलेलं असतं. पण त्याचा अनुभव प्रत्यक्ष फार कमी वेळा घ्यायला मिळतो. तर आज तुम्ही तो सविस्तर उलगडून दाखवला. त्या मंत्रशक्ती कशी आपल्यात जागृत करता येईल याचं प्रात्यक्षिक असं माझा सखोल दर्शन दिलं. त्याबद्दल मनपूर्वक आभार. त्याचप्रमाणे कॉन्शियसनेस किंवा वेगवेगळ्या भावनांची जी फ्रिक्वेन्सी तुम्ही समजावून सांगितली आणि कॉन्शियसनेस जो अध्यात्मपीठाचा गाभा आहे कॉन्शियसनेसच्या आपण मागे म्हणजे कॉन्शियसनेस साठी सगळेजण आपण एक प्रयत्न करतो आहे एकजुटीनं. तर त्याची फ्रिक्वेन्सी दॅट इज द हायएस्ट फ्रिक्वेन्सी असं सांगितलं. आणि त्याचप्रमाणे हनुमान चालिसा वाचताना जो प्राणायाम घडतो ते दाखवताना खरोखरच हनुमानाचं पवनपुत्र हे नाव पुन्हा एकदा अधोरेखित झालेलं आहे. पवनपुत्र म्हणजे आपल्या प्राण हा जो आपल्या शरीराचा जो आत्मा आहे, अधिष्ठान आहे, तर खरंच पवनपुत्र त्या अर्थाने देखील हनुमानाचं नाव सार्थ आहे. आजच्या हनुमान चालिसाच्या त्या स्पष्टीकरणावरून आम्हाला कळलं. त्याचप्रमाणे पढे तुम्ही जो यह पढे हनुमान चालिसा, पढे या शब्दाचं एक विशेष अधोरेखित तुम्ही सारखं आजच्या भाषणात करत होता. ते मला वाटतं खरोखर आमच्या आजच्या पिढीसाठी फार लक्षात ठेवण्यासारखं आहे. कारण काम करता करता किंवा काही करता करता एक युट्यूबवर म्हणा किंवा रेकॉर्डरवर काही गोष्टी लावल्या जातात आणि तसंच आपण श्रवण करत असतो. म्हणजे ती श्रवण भक्ती हा
त्यामध्ये काय की जितकं आपण जे श्रवण करतो ना त्याच वेळेस याला कॉन्सेप्ट स्टार्ट करायचं तितक्यातच बस. दॅट्स इट. ऑल यू डू इज जस्ट हे आपण जसं आपलं चाललंय हरिओम शरणचं चाललं आहे, या तर हरिहरांचं चाललं आहे, हनुमान चालीसा चाललं आहे, या आपल्या याचं चाललंय, कोणाचं पुष्कळशे लोकांनी सुंदर सुंदर म्हटलं आहे ना. तर त्याच्या वेळेस चालताना असं 4 मात्रा जी गुरुचरण त्याच्यामध्ये चालू. दॅट्स इट. गुड इनफ. व्हाईल यू आर डुईंग तुम्ही ड्रायव्हिंग करताना करू शकता असं इझी. It is if you are sitting at home, I mean, if you are sitting attending a lecture, do this mentally.
तर ते अवधान ठेवून आता आम्ही नक्कीच करण्याचा प्रयत्न करू, यात काही शंका नाही. तर खरंच अध्यात्मपीठातर्फे आणि महाराष्ट्र मंडळ शिकागोतर्फे खरोखर मनपूर्वक आभार मायनेरजी. त्याचप्रमाणे आपले अध्यक्ष प्रसाद आणि त्याची कार्यकारिणी यांचे मनपूर्वक आभार. आपली टेक्निकल टीम म्हणजे मला वाटतं अनिरुद्ध त्याचा एक भाग आहे. बरोबर 7:45 अगदी त्यांचं ते युट्यूब लाईव्ह झूम ओपन झालेलं असतं आणि मेसेज आलेला असतो की चला झूम ओपन झालेला आहे. तर इतकी तत्परता सतत दाखवत आज मी स्पेशली अनिरुद्धचे आभार मानू इच्छिते त्यासाठी. तर अशा मांत्रिक टीमचे मनपूर्वक आभार. त्याचप्रमाणे आमचे अध्यात्मपीठाचे ऍडमिन ज्यांचं बोट धरून मी या वाटेवर त्यांच्या सोबत चालते आहे. म्हणजे शुक्रवार सुरू झाला की रेखाताईंचं फ्लायर बनवण्याचं काम सुरू होऊन जातं किंवा उर्मिला आणि आमचे माधव दादा महिन्याच्या पहिल्याच तारखेला त्यांचं पुढच्या महिन्याचं प्लॅनिंगही सुरू होऊन जातं. तर असं सगळं बरंच शिकायला मिळतं त्यांच्याकडून. तर त्यांचे मनपूर्वक आभार. आणि आमचे श्रोते, आज तर विक्रमी उपस्थिती मला 37 श्रोत्यांची इथे दिसलेली आहे. आणि YouTube लाईव्ह वर सुद्धा बरेच श्रोत्यांनी या व्याख्यानाचा लाभ घेतलेला आहे. आणि तसेच आपल्या ग्रुपवरही, म्हणजे अध्यात्मपीठाच्या ग्रुपवरही सतत आध्यात्मिक पोस्ट करून एक जो ग्रुप आहे तो जागृत ठेवत असतात. तर अशा या श्रोत्यांचे मी मनपूर्वक आभार मानते. आणि आजचे सत्र फार सुंदर झालेलं आहे आणि ते सदैव आपण मनात ठेवू आजची शिकवण. आणि यानंतर पुढच्या सत्राची वाट पाहूया. पण त्या
अगदी अगदी
मंत्र
ते आणखीनच एक्साइटिंग असं वाटतं.
नक्कीच नक्कीच. आणि शिल्पा, तुझंही खूप मनापासून आभार की इतकं छान सुंदर सगळे पॉइंट्स कव्हर करून आणि इतक्या सुंदर प्रकारे आभार प्रदर्शन करतेस. आणि तुझी भाषा शैली त्याच्यातनं दिसते आम्हाला की किती सुंदर आहे. सो आपण आता शांती मंत्र म्हणून कार्यक्रमाची सांगता करू आणि मग नंतर YouTube लाईव्ह बंद करून ज्यांना प्रश्न असतील, अभिप्राय असतील ते घेऊ नक्कीच. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. हरिः ओम्. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ओम्. ओम श्री कृष्ण.